Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Wednesday, January the 11th. These are the charts of the day. A great day on Wall Street today. Lots of stocks we trade and are swinging, are looking good, and the market is pushing. A look at about a dozen and a half of the best looking stocks for me today. AMV, which was a new IPO and went ballistic back in September from 30 to 240 plus. Then took several months to all the way back down at the low single digits. Today, unusual day, 42 million shares exploding from 226 to 1130, trading at 920 after hours, about 6.5 points higher, 242%. When you see that kind of a surge and that kind of volume and where it's trading now after hours, tells me that there may be some follow through. Keep an eye on today's high over 11 and a quarter, 1130. This might be 15 or 18. Watch the momentum. ARRY, solar stocks are doing great. This one in particular is one I like, the inverse head and shoulder. The breakout put a swing on it. Months later, it came down, back up again, and back down. The recent run back from 16 to 22 and change is extremely bullish. Now, there's a double top at 24, 4.25, but I think the stock gets to 27 and 32. AUPH, another biotech with a long downtrend. It saw a drop from the low 30s to the $4 range, exploded, and more than doubled in the last week and a half or so with a breakaway gap on big volume. Back then, it traded 18.5 million shares. Today, about 5 million, but the stock gained another 58 cents or 7.5%. It is at resistance. You might see some extension at some point to 9 3/4, my next target. But right now, there's resistance here. Let's see what it does over the next day or two. If momentum does carry through, 9.5 your next target. Bed Bath & Beyond, after exploding in August, getting into the near 30, the stock came all the way down and nearly bankrupt in terms of rumors. But 4 days ago, the stock had what we call an island reversal, and then exploded, particularly today when it went from 2.25 to 428, nearly doubling on only 245 million shares, 263, excuse me, traded total, including after hours and before hours. But you can see the close at the upper end of the range tells me this may not be done, and we could see 5.5 short term. BIOR for 2 days now has been ballistic, going from under 2 to over 9, about 887, sorry, which is near resistance, and you see the pullback near support. I'll be watching this one closely, because when you trade 120 million shares in 2 days on a low price stock like that and explode from 2 to 9, basically, you're looking for some momentum. Now the pullback has me thinking that supports are about 5.25, and the targets will be in the 8-9 zone, followed by 10.5, 11, if we do get the upside momentum follow through. BOIL, well, I don't normally show you a chart of the day on something that's had this ugly a chart, but you can see that after dropping from 123 in August to today's low at 1022, the reversal and finish up at 1189 on a record 34.5 million shares. Big, almost engulfing reversal bar tells me this one now may be on the way back up to 14, 15.5, and eventually in the 18, 19 zone. BWEN had a huge explosive move after closing at 226. It opened at 359, went to 5, and then pulled back to 420. But you can see that the breakaway move on 75 million shares indicates the possibility that we may see some follow through in the 6-7 zone. CECO put a swing on it yesterday when it broke out. Fortunately, as today it ran all the way up to 1515 from where I think we got in around 1290. Anyway, it did back up to 1420, but I'm still looking for more upside. 15 was my first swing target. Second target is now 18. Carvana with a 39 million share day as it went from 430 to 583. Finished 558 up 116 or 26%. You can see where there's gap resistance at the 588. We can get through the 588, 6.25 zone. You might see a stock get back to $8 or better. Stay tuned on this one. EXAS with strong surge and a break through the top of the channel. Smoked it for 811 or 13.5% today. Volume was 8.6 million. That's big volume for the stock. Now it has run recently from 45 to 68, so it's a little tad overdone. And it is near the top of a rising channel. It's also near lateral resistance, but your momentum could carry to 77, my next target. IQ's been on fire, and you can see the breakout and run up ever since we put a swing on it. Stock gone from 4 to nearly 7 and pulled back. My target now is 8. LASE with an unusual pop, 20 million traded, breakaway gap, up 93 cents at 37%. Double top at 541, maybe a target if we get a follow through. LU, Lufax Holdings, after a big downtrend, and then a base formation broke out through double top. Volume picked up tremendously in the last 4 days. And now looking for a move that takes this one to about near 4. PRPL, swing trade, popped out, coiled for about a month and a half today, spiking 40 cents or 7.5%. Is at a new closing high since May. And now I'm looking for an extension that takes it up near 7 3/4, 8. RVMD popped out of a, let's call it a falling, declining tops line coil pattern, but a big spike today. Took it from 23 to 28, finished 27.10 up 388, nearly 17% gain. And more importantly, volume picked up. This isn't a heavily traded stock, but it looks like it's breaking out. And my target's 32.3. TXTG swing trade, doing great. As you can see, the pullback recently resulted in a snapback from 10 to nearly 14 in the last week. My target now is 15.5 and 2021 zone. Great chart. TPIC breaking out of a base today with a pop of $1.26 or 10%. Has me thinking 16 and 20 as your next targets. And finally, VYGR, last beautiful surge of last 7 or 8 sessions, taking it from 5.25 to 9.20, where there's some resistance. But my targets remain 10.5 and 12. Strong momentum on this one, really good volume as well. And that's a look at some of the hot stocks at TheTechTrader.com. Good night, everybody.